Hey, 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 we are live. It is me, Manny Wolf, your cranky marketing uncle, back to drop some cranky truth and knowledge on your ass. All right, here we go. Here's what's real right now, today, Q4 2024. Most likely moving into 2025 and beyond, with the possible exception of some radical new technology or angle that upsets things. We are in what many people are deeming a trust recession. What is a trust recession? A trust recession is the inevitable result we find ourselves in of all the shitheels and direct response marketing douchebags who have ruined things, quite frankly, by making selfish, short-sighted, obnoxious guarantees, promises, claims, all the stuff that you hate about being marketed to as a coach, course creator, or expert, all the stuff that turns you off, the uninvited DMs, the inflated promises, the better marketing than deliverables, all of this stuff has coalesced, let's say, or reached a peak where trust in the market is as low as it's ever been, and the sophistication and cynicism of the market is as high as it's ever been. So unless you're going for the very bottom of the barrel, and what I mean by that is brand new people who haven't been subjected to all of the stuff, right? The marketing crap. Now, at the same time, the coaching industry is poised to grow considerably in the next 5 years. Like I think it's projected to grow by another $11 billion. And I could be wrong about that, but the point is, all indicators predict that it's going to grow. And so you want to be part of that growth. You don't want to be someone who is left behind, I assume. Let's do this. If you want to be left behind, stop this video right now and go get a job at Starbucks. Okay? Awesome. Good. If you don't want to be left behind, if you really are like, hey, wait a minute, I've got a meaningful program, service, offer, whatever it is, and I really want to do this work, then you need to listen up. Okay? Because here's what's real. People are taking longer than ever to go from brand new prospect to enrolled client. People have more choices than ever when it comes to going from brand new prospect to enrolled client. People are burned. They're tired. They're fatigued. We get something like 17,000 marketing messages a day. So your marketing messages have to be good. But more importantly, the more trust and authority you can build at the very beginning of the process, the easier the entire process becomes. So how do you build trust and authority? Here's what I want you to pay attention to. The first thing you have to do is be very clear on what your position in the market is. Who are you? Why do we give a damn? This is huge. It's very difficult to answer these questions, especially without feeling and sounding generic and like you're just sort of a carbon copy of other people, but you got to do this work. Now, I'm about to tell you some hard things to do, but I want you to also know what's potentially on the other side for you. What you can still very much create is a coaching profession, a coaching practice that pays you, I can't make any promises, of course, but it's not unreasonable to make $250,000 a year coaching. That's just $25,000 a month. If you have a $5,000 service, you just have to sell that 5 times. So $20,000 a month, that's 4 times. That's once a week with a little bit of, you get the point, right? It's still doable. But what's happening, and what always happens when the market reaches peak sophistication, is there's a shakeup. And the shakeup tends to shake out those who don't have a plan. So right now, we are in the trust recession. It's here. It's happening. Everything that used to take a month now takes 2 months, sometimes 3. Every time you get on a call with someone or get in a conversation with someone, the likelihood of them already sort of talking to or focusing on 3 or 4 other people besides you is much higher. Typically, it might have been 1 or 2 others. It's now 3 or 4 others. So you've got to have a plan for this. So what's the plan? Well, you've got to build your personal brand, and you do that, of course, through content. The problem is when you just make a bunch of random content, that doesn't actually support your personal brand. The content has to all flow from the essential promise that you represent in the market. What is it that you represent? For me, my essential promise in the marketplace is truth over profits. Now, let's be very clear here. I'm in no way saying I don't want, love, and work for profits. I do. But I won't do it at the expense of truth. Okay? That's my position in the market, and it's an accurate and valid reflection of my values. So you need to find a concise, clean, easy to understand, accurate reflection of your values and what makes you unique in the marketplace. That's one thing. Another thing is, now more than ever, you need to identify and talk about a unique mechanism. We don't really care where you got the eggs and where you got the mushrooms and the onions. We want the omelet, okay? But if you can give us the omelet in a way that is new and fresh and exciting, we care about that. That is a sort of one way of talking about your unique mechanism. I'll give you an example from my own work. My unique mechanism is that virtually everything we offer is done for you. We don't hand you the information and have you do it yourself, because that's what everyone does. So my unique mechanism to get to the promises I make is, you know what? We'll do it for you. And we work on typically on a deposit and revenue share basis. We're not for everyone, okay? And I say that because I know that some of the people watching this will have already talked to me and discovered that we're not for everyone, right? And it's no harm, no foul, but you've got to know who you're for. And you've got to develop a unique mechanism that those people respond to. So, personal brand, unique mechanism, and now you need one of two things. You either need to have a strategy that allows for a longer sales cycle, and I don't know what that's going to look like for you, but for us, we're evaluating every step of the sales process to see how we can shorten it without it feeling rushed. And we're looking at obviously more leads coming in at the top. Between those two things, we project that we will be able to keep ourselves at the sort of level that we're used to and grow. But if we weren't paying attention to how do we shorten the sales cycle through trust and authenticity and integrity, and how do we increase the lead flow at the top, we'd be sunk right now. So this is what I want to leave you with here. These are the three things that you need to be paying attention to succeed in this trust recession that we are in. One is you need to have a clear sort of like reflection of your deep values positioning statement. You don't even have to share it publicly, but you have to be clear on it, because all of your content then flows from it. Okay. Two is you've got to, I'm losing my train of thought. It's the perils of getting older. So we'll go to three. Three is you've got to have a strategy to offset the fact that the sales process is now longer than it was before. And then, the other one was your unique mechanism. Having a unique mechanism is now more important than it has ever been before. And just so you're clear, it's always been important, but it's now more important. So, unique message, right? A unique value proposition in the market, unique mechanism, and a unique approach to dealing with a longer sales cycle on average. Pay attention to those three things and show up and treat this like the job it is, and you should be fine. You should continue to enjoy or build towards success. But if you ignore even one of these three things, you're going to be serving me lattes at Starbucks. I promise you that. And I don't want that for you, by the way. I know I'm your cranky marketing uncle, but deep down inside, like any good uncle, I really care about your health, your success, and your outcomes here. So take what I've said to heart and trust me on this. All right? Unique position, unique mechanism, and a unique approach for dealing with the sales pipeline life cycle, because I promise you, trust is as low as it's ever been. But like I said at the beginning, the market is still growing. So we've got to adapt. Those who adapt win. Those who don't, well, they don't win. All right. See you in the next one.